Okay, let's look at the homework 4.6 5.1 problem number 3. All right, so let's do this problem. All right, so helium is pumped into a spherical balloon, so we're talking about a sphere, and so the volume of a sphere is V is equal to 4/3 pi and the radius cubed, right? And it's at the constant rate of 2 cubic feet per second. So this is actually equal to so 2 times t, right? And also we can write it as the rate of change of the volume with respect to time. So dV over dt is equal to 2, right? Because derivative of that is 2. All right, and it's asking how fast is the radius increasing after 4 minutes. Okay, so we're looking for dr over dt, right? So this is what we're looking for. And after 4 minutes, so t is going to be, right, 4 minutes is actually 4 times 60, so it's 240 seconds. All right, so let's do that. All right, since we're looking for dr over dt, we're going to take the derivative with respect to t, right? So take the derivative with respect to t. We'll get dv over dt, right? So this is going to be equal to, right, so 4/3 pi, just a constant multiple, so I'll just put that in front, 4/3 pi, and derivative of r cubed would be 3r squared, and dr over dt, right? Then we want to cancel out 3 and 3 cancel out, so we'll get so this is going to be equal to 4 pi r squared dr over dt, right? So since we're looking for dr over dt, let's solve for dr over dt. So we just divide through by 4 pi r squared, so divide through by 4 pi r squared, right? So if you divide this side, you're going to get dr over dt all by itself, right? Then I'm going to switch sides. I'm going to is equal to, right? So you have to divide by 4 pi r squared. So it's going to be 1 over 4 pi r squared and the dv over dt, right? So we have that. All right, then let's say we already know that dv over dt, so this guy right here is 2, right? Then we need to know the value of r, so we have to find r here, right? So we can find r from this equation right here, right? So let's solve that. You have 4 over 3 pi r squared is equal to, right? So t is 240, so put that in here. So it's 2 times 240 is 480. Right, so we can find r squared by, let's see, multiply by reciprocal of this guy, so it's going to be 3 over 4 pi, right? So that way you get r squared is by itself, and you have 480 times 3 over 4 pi, right? So we can cancel 4 right here, and oops, sorry, I forgot this was cubed, sorry, and this is cubed, right? And this is going to be, it's going to cancel, oops, cancel 480, so it's going to be 120 here. All right, so this is going to be 120 times 3, so 360 over pi. Right? So you know, to get rid of cubed is going to be, I'm going to raise it to the 1/3 power, right? So if you raise that to 1/3 power, or taking the cube root, you get r is equal to 360 over pi, and raise it to the 1/3 power. All right, so we can plug this guy right here into here. All right, so let's do that. So this is going to be equal to, all right, so 1 over 4 pi, right? Then you have 1 over r squared, so this is a reciprocal of that squared. So I'm going to simply put it upside down, so that's reciprocal. And I have to square that, so it's going to be 2/3 power, right? Then this is 2, so times 2, right? So we can cancel 2 here on top and a 4 here, so that's going to leave you with 2, right? So let's compute this value right here, right? So I'm going to bring out a calculator. All right, so we have a calculator, so we need to, let's see, parenthesis, pi, so pi, and over, so divided by 360, right? Then raise it to the 2/3 power, so raise it to, oops, sorry, pi over 360, raise it to the 2/3 power, right? And then we need to divide by 2 pi, so divide by 2 pi, right? So that's going to be equal to, so punch that in, right? So you have 0.0067 and so on, right? Let's type that in. So I'm going to just move it over here, right? Then let's type that in. All right, so no, run on to final answer, round to 4 decimal place. So this is going to be 0.0067. All right, so let's check the answer. Oops. All right, check. All right, so we got that. All right, so let's finish the second part. All right, it says that at what time is the radius increasing at the rate of 140 feet per second, right? So so dr over dt, which we found, where is it? Right here. So dr over dt, we want this value to be 140, right? So dr over dt is equal to, all right, so 1 over 4 pi r squared, and let's just already put dv over dt, which is 2, so maybe I should put 2 here instead, right? And so we want this to be 140. So this is going to be equal to 140 feet per second, right? So let's simplify that. Let's see, so you have 2 cancel out with 4, so that will leave you with 2 here. All right, then since we're looking for r squared, so I'm gonna go ahead and take the reciprocal of both sides. Right, that way you have a 2 pi r squared, so put it upside down, and a 1 over 140. Right, then I'm gonna isolate r. So first we want to isolate r squared, so I'm gonna divide through by 2 pi. That way we have r squared, which is equal to 1 over, right, so it's going to be 280 pi, right? Then r is going to be, we're going to just take the square root, so take the square root of both sides. Maybe actually I'm going to write it as raised to the 1/2 power, right? So r is going to be equal to, right, 1 over 280 pi raised to the 1/2 power, right? So we found the r value. Now we want to find the corresponding t value, because they're asking for what time, all right? So we can relate that using this equation right here, right? So dividing through by 2, we can isolate t. So t is going to be equal to, right? So divide by 2, so it's going to be 2/3 pi r cubed, right? So we just need to plug in this value in here. So it's going to be 2/3 pi, and our value is 1 over 280 pi raised to the 3/2 power. So let's compute that, right? Bring out a calculator. All right, so it's going to be 2/3 pi. Let's see, maybe I should write that 2 pi, right? And then divide by 3, right? Times quantity. Let's see, 1 over 280 pi, right, and raise it to the 3/2 power, right? Then hit enter, right? So we got this value. So let's type this in. Right, so it came out to be 0.00248, so 249, right? Oops, 0.00249, right? So let's check the answer. Oop. Let's see. Let's see what. Maybe the way I typed in the calculator is wrong. So let's try it again. All right. Sorry about that. So I'll do it again. So it's parenthesis. All right. 1 divided by. All right. Maybe I should do 280 pi. All right. Put it in the parentheses. Right, then raise it to the 3/2 power, right? Then we're gonna multiply by 2 pi, so 2 pi, and divide by 3. Right, so let's type it up. Alright, so it's actually a small number, so it's going to be 0. So you're going to have 5 zeros. Alright, so you have type that in. Alright, so done. Alright, so this value is going to be, so you're going to have 5 zeros. Right, then you have 8, so it's going to be 8. Right, so let's check that. Right, we got that. Right, so I typed in the calculator wrong. Right, but anyway, so that's it. I hope that this was clear.